Final Fantasy VII for a second. It's crazy to me. Tell me if you feel the same. Like, it's crazy to me how many friends I've made just because we like the same game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it's crazy. Like, that was, I'm dating myself a little bit. This came out, I was in 10th grade when it came out.
I don't remember how old I was. What? Like, it was 97, right?
Yeah, 97 going into 98.
So I was 6. Wow. But I didn't play it the year that it came out. I played it maybe a year or 2 after. And that was because, like it had to be about 2 years like after. Because I used to stay at my grandmother's house during the summertime.
Right.
And my best friend at the time, Tyler, had it on his PlayStation. Okay. So I didn't really have GameCube back then, except for like the first Nintendo, like the Advance, I think it was called. Okay. And
was that like the re-release of it or something?
It was the one that came with the first Super Mario, and it came with Duck Hunt. Okay. So that one, and it was like gray and black. Rainbow. Okay. Yeah. That one. So I had that, and I had a bunch of different Game Boys. So kind of hanging with him got me into gaming more, and then that's when I started like getting a bunch of consoles. Gotcha. But I used to go over to his house, and like we played PS1, and as time went on, he was the first one of like all our friends to get the Sega Dreamcast, and I fell in love with that console. So I got one that following Christmas and stayed on it faithfully. Still got it. Yeah. But yeah, like that's when I was like introduced to it. Okay. Maybe a couple years after it came out.
It's crazy. Like when you told me you were 6 when it came out, I was like, it's crazy to me how there are people who I know, like even younger than you, and they are cosplaying from Final Fantasy VII. Like, the fact that I love how games just kind of transcend time like that. Like how somebody who I'm like, were you even alive when this game came out? And they're cosplaying from that and like hitting every little detail. I'm like, that's how you know you got a good game. Just like I think of like switching gears just a little bit, like Outkast music. I gotta go back and listen to like their first album. It doesn't sound old. I know it's old. I know it was 1994, but I like it doesn't feel old to me. So it's like just like a timeless game. I'm so glad it's getting remade, not just because Rude looks different. you know my struggle with that. I was hanging with y'all at DragonCon. Rude, Cloud, we got Barrett, Tifa, and Aerith. And I still get called Men in Black.
Really?
I thought guaranteed that if I was with other Final Fantasy people that I wouldn't get it. And my suit is dark blue, don't on the side. It's dark blue, not black.
Yeah. Which I didn't notice that.
And I think that's the thing. Like it's like navy blue. If you're not really up on it, if you got the darkest navy blue, it still looks black from the distance. So people are like, no gun, no neuralizer. Yeah. And I'm standing right next to all of y'all. Yeah. Somebody still called me.
So why would you be Men in Black?
This is my lot in life, man.
Yeah.
I've just accepted it. I just take it as a joke now.
And was this at the shoot when we got kicked off of the background?
The SunTrust building? Yeah.
How? Like we were legit all together. So why would a Men in Black be in a Final Fantasy VII shoot?
I don't know.
Maybe they weren't like familiar with the game.
That's probably it. And
because if you play the game, like then you know of the Turks.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, whenever I do a cosplay like that, I go into it knowing I'm not going to get recognized. Yeah. So like, I give the one person who does, I give them some dap and a big old hug. Yeah. But other than that, I'm like, I know I'm going to get misidentified.
Or I know this. The that dude from Lilo and Stitch. That one
and
too.
Hitman, I get that a lot too.
Okay. Even though you don't have the barcode, but
right. I'm gonna shut up about that because Ashley was gonna make a whole video, and I probably just covered everything I'm gonna cover in that video. But yeah, so I'm gonna push pause on Rude for a second. But dude, like when I saw all the new stuff that they're kind of putting in, like at the second reactor, instead of President Shinra coming out, there's this big whole like Star Wars hologram.
That was one of my favorite things about the recent trailer, cause like that was smart, cause like in the old game, and I always kind of thought this, at least when I got older, that it was so awkward how he just walks out, and I'm like, y'all can easily just kill him right here and it's over. So when they did like the whole what you call that
hologram?
Yeah. That was like a great idea to like incorporate that, and then it kind of gives more of that modernized feel, and then it kind of still makes like their technology like at the time feel like it's so advanced.
Exactly.
So I love that, man. Yeah. Like that was one of my favorite things about the recent trailer.
Yeah, I'm loving that we're gonna get Cloud fighting Reno when they first meet.
Yeah.
Getting a chance to see Rude well before the time. Like they're moving a lot of stuff up. Like you see that clip of them fighting Apps, I think, after Don Corneo traps you. Yeah. So seeing him use the Room Blade there, you don't get the Room Blade till like mid through the first disc.
And if I remember right, Cloud had Hard Edge.
Yeah. No, that was it. That Hard Edge. Okay, yeah. That was actually it. Wasn't the Room Blade. It was Hard Edge there. So that you don't. If you don't steal it from a soldier in the Shimmer building before you leave Midgard, you have to like buy it well down the line. I think like in Junon, I think, if I'm pronouncing that right.
I know what you're talking about.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a lot of stuff is getting pushed up. You like seeing summons in there. Like you don't get any summons so after you leave Midgard.
Yes.
I think because I still Square, you still gonna get my money, but I'm a little annoyed that we're not getting out of, we're not going past Midgard in this first game. Like it's being, I'm salty that it's getting split up. But, so I think because they're doing that, maybe they're like, okay, let's move this stuff up so that way people can get the summons, these extra weapons. So that's making me think that they might put this is just my speculation, I didn't hear this from anybody. I'm speculating that because we're getting so much stuff earlier, and that we may be getting new summons or new weapons and things like that.
True that.
And also the fact that, say, I think Cloud's, like his Braver isn't like a Limit Breaker, it's like a standard but special move. Same thing for Tifa's V-Brush. So I'm like, are we getting new summons? Are we getting new limit breaks? All that good stuff.
I think so. Now here's my thoughts on it. Like from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense to like kind of have the first game be just in Midgard. But it only makes sense if they do it like that, and then when the next game comes out, because it's gonna be on like PlayStation 5 by that time, we can transfer over all of like our saved data to the next game. So it's still gonna feel like a continuation, as opposed to like, okay, here's the first game, here's game number 2, and I have to start over, which wouldn't make sense. So that's what I'm thinking is like from a like marketing standpoint, it makes sense. And then the fact of that, because I think in the original game, Midgard is like only 20% of
I was just thinking, I was like at most maybe like a third of the first disc.
So
now
I'm thinking like they gotta be like putting like a full game's worth into Midgard just to make up for it, because it's not that much of like the OG game.
Because I'm like, how many different iterations are we gonna get?
So
I started thinking, dang, are we getting like 4, 5, 6 games? But then also I remember that disc 3 is really just the final battle. And it just has to incorporate all the other things that you can do, like going and doing all the side quests. So I'm wondering, okay, so this 3 isn't really gonna be as elaborate of a thing. So I'm thinking, so if we're gonna at least one more game for the first disc, maybe 2. I'm gonna just stop right there, because I'm gonna hurt my brain. I'm gonna pull attention away from a man over here. So I'm gonna say that for later. All right, so coming back to cosplay a little bit, what's something that you would like to see changed or done better in the cosplay community?
Changed or done better. Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the blackface angle. Like I'm tired of seeing that. Like I just wish, like, as far as like a change, people would like kind of open up their mindsets, because you can tell from the people who like they disagree and they claim to not see it as blackface. They don't care what the people who actually have ancestors who have gone through this crap, they don't really care how you feel about it. And of course, it's because of their privilege.
Right.
But, and I feel like on the privilege angle, like, it's like they don't want to be told that they can't do something.
Right, right.
And I'm like, I mean, like, I get it, but I don't get it. Because it's like, you're hurting somebody, and that might not even be your intention. Right. But it's the fact that it does hurt somebody. Yeah. Like, why not stop it?
Exactly. And just like I've said this before, I did a blackface video a few months back. The word intent, people want to throw that out there. And I'm not saying intent doesn't matter, but intent will never outweigh the consequences. Not consequences, but the effects of your actions, basically. Like, very true. Like, if I just start, if I'm just playing around with you and I hit you like, hey, what up, and I mess up and like hit you in the back of your head and it make it ring, and it's like, you're like, dang, dude, why'd you do that?
Yeah. You didn't intend to hurt me.
Right. I should be like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it, but I won't do it again.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, I didn't mean to hurt you, so when I do it again, just don't be hurt by it. That's really what people are saying. Like,
that is the best example too.
Like, it's easier for me to not do it than it is for you to just learn to not be hurt by it.
Yeah. Like, very true.
And also, when somebody continues to tell you that something's hurtful, at that point, intentions don't matter because you've been told already. Again, like if I now, like say, same example. Now that I know that when I do that, it hurts you. It's no longer a fact of, oh, I didn't know that hurts. I didn't know. I didn't know. At that point, I'm willfully continuing to do it.
And it's an excuse at that point.
Exactly. And what else I want to say? As far as like people are like, okay, I don't want to. This is my art. I should have the freedom to do this. Yeah, you got the freedom, but that doesn't absolve you from the consequences of doing that. Yeah. And just know that you're putting your art above a whole group of people's like hundreds of years of hurt. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. We could make a whole nother long blackface video, but we won't. But the intent. Once you do know, because there might be a few y'all that really don't know, but once you do know, the intent, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. And for those of you who want to compare blackface to say paint yourself blue to be like Mystique, orange for Starfire, green to be the Hulk.
And people use that excuse a lot. And I'm like, how do you not see that is not the same thing? Right. Like, there are actual blue people. But if there were, then I'm pretty sure like that the Smurfs would be pissed off. Right. like come on now. Like it ain't that hard. Like there are no green people that are like in existence, orange, purple. Have a field day with that.
There aren't even any actual literal white people.
That is true.
That's why, like Lobo, Domino, that's why that is okay, because Lobo's an alien. Yeah. Domino is a mutant who we assume Domino is Caucasian, but this never really says. She could be Latino or Latinx for all we know. Yeah, but she is white. She is a literal crayon color white because of her mutation. Yeah. All right. And also, of course, there's the black. So if anything, somebody's black and white facing at the same time. Nah. But
not at all.
But they're not. But yeah, that's why the whitest, pastiest white person out there is not Domino's skin color. So that's why doing her is legit. So the literal crayon color white, blue, red, green, orange, whatever other color you want to throw out there, they don't exist in real life. Exactly. All right. So if it don't exist in real life, cool. If it does, stay away from it. You are wearing somebody else's skin as a costume, and you get to do that. You get praised for it. Somebody's giving you all these kudos, all these accolades for being accurate.
Wow, we catch flack.
Right. We can't. Not that we want to. Yeah. But we can't take this off. Yeah. We can't wash this off.
Exactly.
So So that's it on blackface right there. Yeah. All right. So now, what's something that you wish that people outside of cosplay knew that they don't? Because there's a lot of misconceptions out there about what we do, what really matters in cosplay. What's something you wish that they knew that they don't? or understood better?
I wish that they kind of knew more of the like atmosphere behind cosplay and like conventions and things. And the reason why I say that is because I personally come into contact with people, whether they're like an associate or because most of my close friends are like into cosplay, but like there will be people like who they will approach me about it or to come up in conversation about what they've heard kind of goes on like at cons, or they're more interested in what goes on. And I feel like there is a lot of people who they just think that we're just like a bunch of nerds sitting around like in costumes, like just standing there. And I mean that is kind of a part of it. Yeah. Because we will sometimes run into friends like we don't get to see like that. Right. And we might engage in a conversation like that you think might take like 15 minutes, but it's so good that it ends up turning into 45 minutes to an hour. Right. So yeah, like you kind of have a point that it is a bunch of nerds like in costume standing around. But at the same time, like we are extremely fun. Nobody parties like how nerds do. No. Like we have some great parties. And I just feel like for the most part the like atmosphere is like very, very, very loving. And it's always been like very welcoming just from my personal experience. It's always been like very welcoming. I've made some great friends from this. There are a couple people that like I've had problems with like in the past or whatever, but I mean that happens with anything. Right, that's not exclusive to cosplay or geekery. Yeah, but for the most part, like I've just had a like blast, man. Like it's like I said earlier, I've got to travel to places that I never thought that I would get to go to. Yeah. I've linked up with people that I never thought that I would have the chance to. So an overall thing, like I just like really, really want people who they may not even be nerdy or like into this type of stuff, but they might be interested just in the cosplay or like the con like aspect of it. So I would want them to understand like we have like a great freaking time. Gotcha. And if you want to, y'all should engage. Yeah, yeah. You know, there's one thing that I used to wish people would understand more, but now I'm not even sure I understand it. What? You know, I think you made this post. I mean, you didn't come up with it, like you reposted it. Like, so I don't know if it came from Adult Swim or something. It was some list of like advice for DragonCon, right? Oh, and one of them said, "Don't say yes to the first orgy offer." And I paused there really hard because I was like, are they joking? Are they trolling? That is a real thing. But then, so every other thing on that list was something that I knew was legit. Yeah. So I'm like, they're not going to be lying about this one thing. Yeah. So this is happening somewhere. And so I'm so used to telling people outside of cosplay that, you know, it's not some big old F fest. It's not everybody out there ain't DTF. You know, it's not. It's not some big old orgy or whatever. This stuff doesn't happen. Because like I even listened to I was listening to the radio once, and they were like, all the girls down there, they're free, so they're all down to DTF. I'm like, don't we talk about my sisters like that? No, don't. So I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to tell people that this ain't it. Yeah. But then all of a sudden I see that. I'm like, And not that I want to be invited to an orgy, but there's a part of me that just wants to hear it, so that way I know, because I'm not seeing or hearing the evidence of this. I just keep hearing about it after the fact. Yeah. So it's just like, I ain't been invited to one, let alone two. You talking about don't say yes to the first one? You getting more than one? Right. Now, now like I can tell you from experience now, I've never been in an orgy nor planned on being in one. That's just not my thing. Me neither. I'm just saying. If some of y'all out there are into it, hey, kudos to you. That's just not my thing. But I remember the first time that it happened was at DragonCon. The second time it happened was at KatsuCon, which was last year. But don't let something like that, and this is for people who they might be interested in getting into cosplay or going to a convention. Yeah. Don't let something like that discourage you, because like Myron said, it's not a big F fest. That is not what it is. Does that happen? Yes, it does. Yeah. I have room with some people on one occasion where I've walked in on that.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And I didn't know that they were those type of people.
How did you handle that?
It was all right. Have you seen that? It was the gift from Cat Dog. I can't think of the character's name, but it was the little blue dude who used to walk through like the little door that was, because I think that he was like that tall, and he had like the little door like that was on the wall, and it's a gift to where he walks in talking and he sees something that he didn't need to see, and he walks right back out. That's exactly what happened. Okay. That's exactly what happened. Wow. So that does go on. I'm not gonna lie to you. That does go on. It doesn't happen in large numbers from what I understand, and like I said, I've been going to cons for about 5-6 years now, but it does happen though. So I mean, and of course, like there's gonna be people there like who like they're gonna force you to join in or nothing. Yeah. Like you'll get the invite and do like me, like you happily decline it. Right. But that does happen. I mean, it is a con. There's a lot of alcohol. People tend to get frisky. Sexual things happen. So I mean, you know.
It makes me wonder if it's one of those things where, like, if that's what you're there to do, you know how to find it.
Yeah. Yes. That's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah.
Shot the dark here. Shot the twilight, maybe. I don't know.
Or you could have people that are in your circle that are into that, and they'll know how to find it. Okay. And they might not tell you that that's what they're looking for, but after it's found, then you'll know that it's found.
Gotcha. Convention secrets, y'all.
Yeah.
I've been going since 2012. I ain't never seen it, but it happens.